Hello, there we go. I'm looking at my counter. Okay, I'm outside again. As you can tell, I like this tree, so that's why I came outside. I wanted to mix it up. Today's lesson is about more about pronunciation of a word instead of a term that's said incorrectly or anything like that. The word is ask, so I'm making sure to say that correctly myself. Ask. Ask as opposed to what I hear a lot of people say, and a lot of times I hear a lot of black people say it. They say ax. Like they turn the K sound into an X sound for some reason. I was thinking about it, and I don't really know where that came from. Um, I don't really know. I think sometimes it's kind of a New York thing, but I've heard a plethora of people say it. Probably not just black people, but I'll admit a lot of African Americans I've heard say axe. But we do want to put our best foot forward, and we also want to be understood, because that's one word where if you mispronounce it, it actually changes the meaning of the sentence. I asked her is a lot different than I asked her. I asked her a question, I axed her to death, heaven forbid. So, yeah, we don't really necessarily want to say axed unless, I know some things are kind of maybe cool and hip and shows you down or whatever, kind of like a street thing where people grow up saying that axed, axe, I can barely say it myself, axe, as opposed to ask. I don't know where it comes from, but like I say, it's one of those things. As long as we know the difference, as long as we know the right way to say things, choose to say it differently. You know, I was axing her last night. That doesn't sound right, and in some instances it would be like, what are you saying? Were you really axing somebody to death? Like an axe, like you chop. I should have brought an axe. I don't think I have an axe in that shed anyway. I might. But are you axing somebody or are you asking someone? So this is where we can practice. And one tip, one note I wanted to tell people, one thing that I use too is a lot of online dictionaries, they have tools to help. They have something you can press. It's a little icon. I'm going to put a picture of it here. It looks like, what do you call those, like a bullhorn with a little curve. So let me stick a picture in right here. So hopefully you saw that photo. So you can look for that icon. So for example, if you Google the word ask and looked it up in the dictionary, and I prefer Webster's because I heard he was a Christian, and he has a lot of deeper meanings. The etymology or the second and third meanings of the word, he might Webster's actually might include some things that other dictionaries might not. So anyway, you Google a word like ask, or other words that'll be forthcoming in these videos, especially to figure out the pronunciation, and you click that little icon, and it will give you the correct pronunciation of a word. And they sound computerized, but I use it in doubt, or just to hear a word I might think is pronounced one way, or I just want a refresher. You click on it and it'll give you the correct pronunciation. I'll show you a sample in forthcoming videos. So anyway, the SK sound is ask. It's not ax. So that's a big difference there. Like I said, not sure where it came from, but it's nice to pronounce it the right way and to eliminate confusion. I was thinking if someone from Germany or someone from another country came here, wouldn't it be embarrassing that other people might learn English better than we know it, and wonder why are they saying axed or ax or axin instead of asking. So I'm not sure if it's just one of those things that was a little trickier to say, ask, as opposed to ax, the K versus the X sound. I don't know where it came from, but we can straighten it out. We can do better. So the thing I wanted to say about that also made me think about, axe being so popularly said by black people that, mispronounced by black people that it's become the butt of some jokes. In fact, the first time I was painting my living room actually, and I was watching Chelsea Handler. That was one of the first times I ever watched her, and I stopped like painting, mid-stroke because she was kind of making these jokes, which some people might consider racist, and she was talking about Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. They had one of their children, their biological children, I believe it was their daughter. They had her, Angelina gave birth to her in Africa. So Chelsea Handler was joking, like, okay, well, that makes her daughter African American. So is her daughter gonna axe her mother something? And the crowd laughed, and I kind of stood there kind of shocked, like, wow, oh, okay. So, people do joke about that. But I knew that from before because years ago, my one white friend told me another truly tasteless joke that had been circulating, but I don't know. I do like to know what people are saying out there sometimes behind our backs. And this was around the time of the O.J. Simpson, horrible, horrible murders. Anyway, some sick joke was going around. It was talking about, oh, I don't know, one of the kids said something to O.J. and what was his answer? His answer was, oh, go axe your mother. So yeah, a really bad, tasteless, horrible joke. But the point being is the fact that some black people say axe so often that it's become the butt of jokes. And, I don't want us being the butt of jokes. That's what I don't want. That's the whole point of all of this, learning, the correct way to speak and pronounce things. And like I said, it's another thing if you're wherever and you're just with your friends. But, when you're in more formal settings or as, we rise up in the world or favor of God takes you wherever, in a business meeting and in front of whomever, you just don't want to go in there saying, I axed her. So the correct pronunciation is, I asked her a question. Asked. He asks me that question all the time. Or, I'm going to ask her. I'm not sure. Or, I love asking him personal questions. Or, I found myself asking him that last night. Or, I asked him that same question over and over again, during our friendship. So these are the ways you want to say the term, ask, and not axe. It's just not so harsh and sharp. Hope that helps. Man, I made this a long video. I guess I had a lot to say about ask versus asking. Saw my husband in the window. All right. Check, if you're watching this on YouTube, beneath the video for more questions and for more, links to things. I was thinking of putting links to books that could help, or, just more tips and blah, 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 blah. All right. Love. Peace.